Hello, it's Orit here. Welcome to another video on the Estetino Artist channel where we share all kinds of tips related to growing your creative business. So in today's video, I want to share with you 3 tips for how you can make more from your existing customer base. Because let's face it, it costs more. You'll need more resources, whether that's time or money to get new customers. But by working with your existing buyers, there's no new learning curve there at all. People are used to buying from you and working with you as well. So what can you do to get them to buy more from you? Now, these 3 tips that I'm going to share with you have been proven in my own experience, as well as me seeing some of my colleagues as well implement these. And this can go for either e-commerce or service-based business. So if you are, you're selling on Etsy, for example, and you're selling specific products, then it can work for that type of business, as well as if you're a freelancer, like a freelance designer, something like that, that is more service-based. It has worked for both types of businesses in my experience. So the first tip that I'm going to give you has to do with paying attention to what your customers are buying. So what is your most popular service? What is your most popular product? Look at that specifically and ask yourself, well, if my customers like this specific product or service that I'm offering, they will also like this, fill in the blank, right? So I'll give you an example. I had a product selling in my Etsy store that was of a specific design, and it was a design that I had made in Photoshop, and we had put it on a t-shirt, and that t-shirt was selling quite well. And because we noticed that, we're like, well, if they like this product, then they'll also probably like this design on other products. So we put that design on mugs and other things as well. And we had our existing customers go back and buy those products, as well as new customers that came in. Actually, they would buy those products together. They would get the t-shirt and the mug, resulting in more sales for you. I'll give you another example. We also offer YouTube coaching services where we'll work one-on-one with you to help you grow your YouTube channel. And because I also do design work, I also design digital content. I never thought previously to put those two together, but I noticed, we were selling a lot more of these coaching packages for growing YouTube channels. And I was like, well, if they also like these sessions on us, mentoring through YouTube growth, then they'll also like the fact that I can design YouTube thumbnails and YouTube banners for them, because those people who are just starting their channel, they need a new banner. They need YouTube thumbnails for their videos. Packaging those services together. So think about what existing product or service that you have that's doing really well in your business, and think of what else you can offer. Maybe it has to do with an existing skill that you already have that you haven't thought to pair those two together, like the previous example that I just gave. Or maybe you just need to diversify that specific product. How can you offer it in different ways? How can you add more value to that product? And by adding more value to that product, you can also increase the price along with that. I had posed this question to an artist, and she actually said, oh, one of my paintings is selling more than the others. So I had recommended that she do an entire series of that painting, like just that, creating that same theme or using that same theme, but in different ways, in different paintings, maybe even placing that painting on different products as well. So pay attention to what's working, do more of that, diversify, and you will make more. Tip number 2 is asking your customers for testimonials and or referrals. So this is something that I know is widely said. You've probably heard it before many times, but once, it takes a lot to actually put it into practice. And once you do put it into practice, what do you do with those referrals? What do you do with those testimonials? So if you don't already, make sure after every time you sell a product or sell a service, and that customer has had great service, a great experience with you, ask for a testimonial. This does a number of things. Number 1, it actually increases their belief in you when they're writing out something that's dedicated to talking about how wonderful you are. So it reaffirms their belief in you. It reaffirms that they enjoy working with you. And also, number two, that testimonial is very valuable to you. You can then go and take that and put it on whatever website or landing page that you have that is already selling those services for new customers to see. So how do you ask for that testimonial? Well, I'm going to show you an example here, and feel free to copy the wording if you like. So this is an email that I had sent to a client, which I had just finished doing the job for her. I had designed a series of worksheets that will go along with her ebook that she's launching. So I had designed that for her, and I sent her this email just saying, let me know if you need any other revisions once you've actually downloaded them. And then I asked her this: would you be interested in sharing a short testimonial on your experience working with me? Either a few written sentences would be fine, can be sent to me in an email, or 2 to 3 minute video testimonial would be amazing. The video can be uploaded to share folder. So let them know exactly where they can put that video if they decide to do a video testimonial. And then also give them a little bit of instructions here. In this testimonial, you can briefly describe what the project was, why you decided to choose me for this project, and what you like best about working with me. So, and then I go on to say that, I'm going to be putting these reviews on our design services page and possibly sharing them on social media. And so, when you're asking in this way, you're making it super clear, giving them exact instructions on what they need to do and how, because I find a lot of people actually just, they just ask the question, would you like to do a testimonial for me? And because it's a very vague question, it can be a yes or no. Some people might, it will take more effort, even though they might want to leave a testimonial for you, it'll take more effort to try to figure out how to do it. So by making it super clear, you're making it easy for them to take part in that. And she had sent me a testimonial after this. I mean, I've used these sentences over and over again for many different customers. It's my go-to copy and paste, so you can feel free to use that wording as well if you like. So I have that testimonial now. I'm going to put it on my website where I'm selling my design services, as well as I'm going to feature it on social media and celebrate my client. So you can do this as well. Celebrate your customers, feature them. It's good for you because you're showcasing the testimonial, but at the same time, you're celebrating the fact that they got this project done and that you're really excited and you love working with them because of X, Y, and Z. This entire process is strengthening your relationship with the customers, and that strengthening of the relationship will most likely benefit you later down the road. Similar to asking them for testimonials, you also want to ask them for referrals. So again, what if a client had a great experience with you, ask them for if they know anybody who would also benefit from your products or services. If someone is a super fan of you, they really appreciate you and what you do for them, then they're going to want to share it with other people. So I use this wording right here to ask for referrals. Near the end of my email, I say, I also wanted to ask, besides yourself, can you think of anyone, a friend, family member, or colleague who might also find my services helpful? And you can switch this out. You could say, who might also love my products, or who might also really appreciate the products that we offer. And then if you have something to incentivize them for the referrals, you can say, I'm currently offering 20% to any new referrals coming my way, so feel free to share that with them. Or I'm currently offering existing customers a free blank for referring any new customers my way. And I also just want to point out that the ask is in a form of a question. So use the question format of it. I wanted to ask rather than just saying, if you have some time, I would really love a testimonial, or I would really love a referral from you. It's kind of just a statement in the email, but if you're outright asking them, the expectation is for them to answer. And they will answer if you have a great relationship with that person. And that's what I mean. You want to pose these questions to existing customers that you already have built strong relationships with them, because this is going to help you earn more. And tip number 3 is that you want to let your customers know what else you do. So this is something that when I implemented this in my business, it was mind-blowing how much my existing customers were spending in addition to what they were already buying. And I hadn't even thought to promote other things that I do to the customers that I already had for one specific service. So to give you an example, I had grown a very loyal customer base from designing workbooks, any type of digital content. So workbooks, worksheets, social media graphics, client forms, anything you can think of, lead magnets, media kits. So I had only been that person to them. I had only been someone to design those kinds of PDFs and social media graphics. But I had sent out an email to my existing customer base saying, this is everything else that I do as well. In addition, I do YouTube coaching. I can help you set up your YouTube channel. I can also design landing pages or websites if you need me to. Some customers had purchased those additional services after that email, but most customers purchased later down the road, even like years after. And it's because I had planted that seed in them. It's because I had let them know what else I can offer, what else I can do. They might not have needed YouTube coaching services at that time when I sent that email, but later down the road, they actually did end up seeing the value in growing a YouTube channel and asking me for help. So let your customers know what other skills you can bring to the table. And thinking specifically about who your customer is, you already probably know a little bit about your customer and what they do and what some of their needs might be. So if you already know that, think of what else you can offer them. What are some of the skills that you have that would be helpful to them? Maybe you're someone who offers web design services, but you also know a fair bit about Facebook ads or copywriting or, blogging or anything like that. Let your customers know, because you will see, even though you might not make those sales right off the bat when you're telling them, you will have planted the seed for them to purchase from you later once they do need those services or products. So guys, let me know what you think. What do you think of these 3 tips? Do you have any of your own that has worked for you in your business? Please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to dive into some more tips for how you can grow your creative business, please do check out the links that I have for you in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.